I don't have a mic plugged in, so you kind of get what you get. I'm sorry. But I did want to just say I'm starting a 24-hour reading vlog, and I'm really excited to be doing that because I am already a little bit into a book that I started last night, and I want to include that book in this vlog, and so that's partially why I'm excited. And I'm also excited because I'm in a reading mood for once. I just finished 2 books yesterday, and I couldn't be happier to be reading. So that's what I'm gonna do. And what else? I'm gonna go to the gym real fast. Well, I'm gonna show you when I stop. I'm gonna show you what books I'm reading, and then I'm gonna go to the gym, and then maybe I'll do something interesting enough to record. I don't know, guys. Okay, that is all. I don't know the difference between, I don't know what I'm doing is really what it is, but it's fine. Okay, so I am safely in a parking space, and I wanted to show you, I'm still looking at myself and not at, I'm gonna work on that. I wanted to show you a few books that I want to read for my 24-hour reading challenge. And so the first book I want to read, or one of the books I want to get into, is Alone with You in the Ether. And I have brought this up before, probably like yesterday. I've just been wanting to read it for a while, and it feels like the right time to do that. Along the same lines, I want to read what's it called? My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Not in this vlog, but I feel like they're going to be similar vibes, and so I want to read it probably right after. So that's the first one, Alone with You in the Ether. And then I want to read this chunker. This was recommended to me from a friend at work, and this is called 11/22/63. So that's like a Stephen King book. And this book is, how do I explain this book? This book is, it's a work of fiction, but it's like, it has some components of, like, it's like historical fiction, but there's also like a time travel component to it, which I think is kind of interesting. And, I'm really into time travel right now because I just finished season 7 of Outlander. And I'm not like a sci-fi person at all. I'm sorry if you guys hear the people doing the lawn work at my gym, but I'm not a sci-fi person at all. However, in this way I can be, because it feels more fantastical almost than sci-fi. I don't know, sci-fi and like space drama and like all those kinds of things just never really did it for me. I feel like there are some sci-fis that kind of align more with dystopian, and like those kinds of things sort of work for me, but sci-fi, I just don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm really enjoying 11/22/63. So this is the book I've actually read a little bit into already. I'm about 100 pages in, which means nothing because this book is like 800-ish pages long. So like I have a long way to go, but I started reading this last night, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's book 2. Book 3 is a romance, and I just bought this because I liked the name of it, and I felt like I needed a little something festive, and I know that it's July, but that's my business. I needed festive, and Christmas in July is a thing, and so I'm just gonna go with that. I don't have like a Hallmark subscription or anything, and so this will give me Hallmark vibes. It's called Love and Holly by Emily Stone, and I don't know, I just kind of wanted to try it out. It looked cute, and that is my whole reason for picking it up. It's also one of the first books in ages, outside of like when I go to the library, that I picked up and looked at the cover and was like, that's kind of cute, and then I just like took it home, and I didn't like go and shop for a bunch of reviews first, which is my normal practice. And so I definitely feel like, because I picked it up off of vibes and not off of like somebody else influencing me into doing it. I like just want to follow through and read the book. So I'm planning on finishing up the Stephen King book first, just because I'm into it. But I'm deciding if I want to start Alone with You in the Ether while I'm reading 11/22/63, because I have read a couple of pages of it, and because I'm like tired of putting it on the back burner, and I'm concerned that if I read this one in tandem with 11/22/63, then I won't come back to Alone. And so I think I just need to go Ollie's my cat's name. I think I just need to go Olivia Blake and read that book while I read 11/22, and then this will be a nice little easy feeling vibe book. I don't know what I'm saying afterwards. And so that's kind of how I feel. That's what I think I'm gonna do. That's what I want to do. Yeah. So that's my update. And my other update is I finished A Little Princess last night. And I always forget when I read the book that the movie is... Why is this light on? The movie is different because in the book... Like, in the movie, you've seen the movie, right? Like, it's from, like, the 90s or 2000s. So you know that Sarah Cruz's dad is the man living next door and, like, regains his memory and all of that good stuff. But what you don't know, or what you may not know, I don't know, do I want to ruin it? Well, this book is really old. So basically, in the book itself, Sarah's dad doesn't come back. He remains dead. But his business partner and best friend is the man living next door. And they're the one to, like, help the little girl in the attic and all of that. And that's who she ultimately ends up with instead of her dad, like in the movie. And I always forget because I watch the movie far more often than I read the book. And it's, like, a bittersweet, but it's very just, like, Frances Hodgkin Burnett. Like, it's Hodgkin Burnett. It's very, very, like, the style of this kind of book, you know, and this era, let's say. And I kind of like it for that. I think I like period pieces because they tell honest stories. And I think that there's, like, a connection between a period piece and literary fiction, because in literary fiction, especially, like, literary fiction that, like, pushes the envelope, like, the stories tend to be very, very grounded in reality, and you're not necessarily getting a quote-unquote happy ending. You're just kind of getting, and that was life. And period pieces are the same because a lot of them were being written either in or after a time where the storytelling was very, very grounded in reality. And I like that. I think we need that. So it's why I like After the Winter, which doesn't really have the ending you want it to have. That's Guadalupe Natal. I know I talk about it, like, constantly. But it's why I like books like that. And so it's also why I'm really, really into period pieces. Also, I really want to read, and this is unrelated to probably right now, but I really, really want to read Poldark. And I have that. I bought the first book in the Poldark series, and I really want to read it, but I did read online that it reads more slow. Like, it's slower than the series, obviously, and so I'm trying to save that for a time when I'm not just, like, coming out of a reading slump, but, like, securely removed from a reading slump, so that I don't, like, put myself into a slump by reading something too slow, which I guess is a little bit ironic because I really like slower things. I like classic literature, but again, like, I'm coming out of this space where I wasn't reading as much and it wasn't as fun to read, and so I think I just need to be gentle with myself. But yeah, so those are the 3 books I'm going to read. I would try and get them in the frame, but I do think it'll be impossible. I might be able to get them, but not my face. So let me see if I can do that. Sorry guys, I will get a tripod, but, like, one thing at a time, you know? Oh, okay. That's not bad. I could have literally had it, like, setting down this whole time. That's okay. So this is what we're working with. We're kind of starting with this because we're about 100 pages into it. We're loving life. It's really good. and we're going to maybe try and do this in tandem, maybe, hoping for the best. And then lastly, for just a little fun, and because I'm dedicated to reading this in July while it's Christmas in July, we're gonna do this guy. And even though I started and I've been reading for a little over an hour, I'm going to start the timer fresh. I'm gonna start it, the timer, from the timer will start, and it'll be fine. It'll be great. I'm starting my workout with a little jog, and so I may, while I do my actual workout, I may listen to 11/22/63 a little bit on audio, and then later on in the afternoon I'll take it and I'll read physically. It's gonna feel real. I haven't held a book physically like this since I was reading War and Peace, but I think I was reading a Game of Thrones after War and Peace, and one of them, I don't know which one, and they're just as thick. Speaking of which, my August TBR, I know, but August is there's gonna be some Game of Thrones in there. There is gonna be some Game of Thrones in there, because I have been just sitting with book 3 for the longest, and it deserves to be read. And so I'm wondering, do I need to do a complete review? Oh, maybe I can watch some videos on books 1 and 2 of Game of Thrones instead of rereading them, just to but it's been a year, should I reread them? I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. But anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go work out, and then I'm gonna go teach my kids something, and then pick up their milk from the farm, and then we'll do some more reading. So stay tuned for me starting the timer. Okay. That took way too long. Okay. It's always so weird in starting these, but I have things to do. I need to take my kids to my best friend's house because she has ducks, and I know that they're going to want to see them, and I'm also going to take them to their dad's where they will spend the weekend. And I just wanted to very quickly update you guys on 11/22/63, which is an insane book so far. So I know I told you that I was 100 pages in, but apparently I was lying, because I just got to the end of part 1, and that's 96 pages in, and so I think I was around 40-50 pages in when I said that I was 100 pages in. We won't talk about it. So much has happened, by the way, and alright, so the general premise is got Jake, and he is got a lot going on, and it's really important to him that he understands what the heck Al is talking about. We got Al, who is going through something with his health, and Al, is, what's up?
I got 4.
Okay, so basically, Al has some things going on, and Al has discovered he can time travel, but it's always to one particular day. And I guess because it's on the front cover, I'm gonna just go ahead and say that it's 3 or 4 years before JFK is assassinated. Okay? And Al is a little bit older than Jake. And so he would Jake, I think, not Ethan, I was calling him Ethan, but it's Jake. He would like Jake to try his hand at figuring out if Lee Oswald, what's his face, is like making sure that he's a responsible party. And so he wants to go and, you know, or there's another, apparently Lee Oswald had another assassination attempt before he was successful with killing the president. And obviously Stephen King is leading into a lot of the conspiracy theories around this particular assassination. What's up, Milo?
No, not Milo.
What's up, Barry? So, there are a lot of conspiracy theories around this assassination. I don't know why, there just are. And so Stephen King is really leaning into them, as he has Al and Jake have this dialogue. Cool. So Al has also run a few experiments to see whether if he intervenes on someone's behalf, like whether that really changes the course of history, or whether it just changes it while he's in the space. And it turns out that it does change the course of history, but that if anybody else comes and travels in time, it'll reset. And so here's the gist of it. Not Jake, no, Ethan, not Ethan, but Jake, he wants to run his own test now so that he can make sure that he's like seeing and experiencing the right thing. And it's just like, it's hard to explain. So he's gonna run his own test, and there's a student, because he's a teacher, there's a student who he taught, who is an older gentleman who he helped get his like GED, and that student wrote a paper about how his father did all of these horrible things to his family, and that's kind of how he ended up the way he is, and etc. And so Jake wants to go and see if he can intervene the night that all of that stuff goes down, to see if this gentleman who he, you know, taught and helped get his GED, to see if he can help make his future better. This gentleman is also a janitor at the school he teaches at. The caveat to this is, if this does work, when he goes back to save potentially JFK, he will also have to make sure that he re-saves or re-intervenes in the life of his, you know, student, right? Because again, when you go back, anytime anybody goes back, everything resets. And so if you want to keep the positive changes, you have to redo them when you come back. I don't know if that makes sense. So, and then like something that I really enjoyed is how incredibly passionate Al gets when he's explaining American history and the butterfly effect, and just like what JFK surviving could mean for the country, and like where we could be as opposed to where we are now, we're in this timeline, like the 2010s. So for me, that would have been like, I would have been graduating like high school at that time. And so all this is to say, I'm not making it sound very exciting, but I'm just incredibly invested in this process and in what's going to happen next. So much so that I do think I'll finish this book, the rest of the 700 or so pages. I do think I'll finish it this weekend. Like, that's just how good it's been. And so that's kind of what's going on there. Having a harder time getting into Alone with You in the Ether. I did read, I should also say, oh no, that's not part of this. Is this part of this? I'm 2 hours and 40 minutes into my 24-hour reading vlog. by the way, because I do feel as though that's part of the update I should be making. Yeah, I'm 2 hours and about 40 minutes in. I'm having a time. So for Alone With You in the Ether, that one is harder to break into. I did read via audio for maybe like, excuse me, 20 minutes last night, because I was like, well, maybe I just need to like break into this a different way. And I think we're starting to get into the story a bit more, but it's even hard for me to like connect to the characters. It's like very, it feels very like technological is like the only way I know how to say it, and it's just like not my vibe. It kind of reminds me, not in like storyline, but in like storytelling. If you've read N.K. Jamison's, what's it called? The Obelisk Gate, like that series. It kind of reminds me of the second person storytelling style, and it's not, but it like reminds me of it. Like the vibe feels very similar to me. They're not related at all. I don't know why they feel similar, they just do. If you hear my lovely children in the background, I have a mic on and so I'm doing my best. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of where I am with that. I think that I just need to I need to get into it. Like, I have to give it at least like 50 pages. I can't give it 100 pages. But I'm gonna give it 50 pages, and I'm gonna hope that I just stabbed myself in the eye. I'm gonna hope that like gives me what I need to like commit to it. The thing is, everybody talks about how great like the love story is, and apparently there's some sort of like representation in there. I want to say it's like mental health related, and I really want that to like be enough for me. But I'm not the person who can read a book I can't read just because of like the representation. Like, it's just also gotta be something that I can settle into, and like that's just, I don't know, that's just how it is for me. So I am struggling just a little bit, but I am dedicated to pressing on because I've heard such good things about this story. So that's, I don't know, I think that's my update. What else is going on? So I'm gonna go and record a video to put out this weekend, because this is gonna come out after. I want to do my, I know it's a little late, but I want to do my July TBR and my perhaps a reading wrap. I don't know if I want to do a reading wrap just because I don't remember what I read in June, but I'd like to do some sort of reading wrap up just because it's been so long and I want to get myself back into the habit, and I just like really genuinely love it. But that's really it. Like, there's no cooking happening today. My kids are eating watermelon for breakfast because we went to the farm yesterday, which I maybe had in one of the previous clips. We picked up a watermelon, and a real one, guys, like with seeds. And so I'm not cooking this morning because I'm just gonna go to my friend's house. That probably seemed excessive. We're not gonna do our hair. I think we're gonna just like exist. But anyway, that's it for this little update, and I'll probably give you one later. It'll probably be in the car because that is where I will be for starting in the next hour, and then for like the rest of the afternoon. So
That's obsessive. Look at that. Amazing. Okay. So are you
okay, I'm so excited to tell you about parts 2 of 11/22/63, where Jake goes and tries to save the life of not Clinton, like I said in my July TBR, but JFK, which is so apparent because JFK is on the freaking cover. Okay, before I tell you what I thought about part 2, I need to complain a little bit. because today has been a little bit of a weird day for me. So I had like planned to go on a little jog, and that didn't go very well this morning. And later on, when I got to the gym for my actual like workout, I realized when I opened up my Aura app to like get it to start my activity or whatever, I noticed that I had not actually slept. I slept for 3 hours and 52 minutes. And so then when I was wondering, why did I have like such a crappy workout or like morning jog or whatever, I was like, okay, well, maybe sleep some more, friend. Maybe like sleep some. So that is that. I had a really, really good workout though after that. And I think that when I don't sleep well, a strength training session for me is more effective than like a run. Let me fix this because I feel like it's a little blurry and I don't know why. Hang on. I hope this fixes it. I don't know if it will. I don't know. I think it looks a little better. So that happened. That was fine. So then after the gym, me and my husband are supposed to go and hit up a bookstore, not a bookstore, a cafe, and like do the cafe thing and like do some like goal setting, which is a thing we used to do all the time that I really, really enjoy. And then we were supposed to, I don't know, just go about the evening. I forgot that he had plans to do one small errand, and so we ended up not really having time to do goal setting, and that bummed me out because I don't like changes to my plans. I just don't. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just work on some things by myself then, you know. And guess what? My iPad was at home 45 minutes away because we had gone into like downtown area, 30 minutes away, whatever. So I was pissed and basically had drove like 40 minutes away just to get a coffee, and that annoyed me really, really bad. Also, reminder, I don't like when things don't go according to my plans. I'm adaptable at work, okay? Nobody told me that I had to be adaptable in my personal life. No. So then on my way home, I realize I haven't eaten, and it's like 5:20, something like that. And so I have this thought that maybe some of what I'm feeling has something to do with the fact that I've had 2 workouts and have not fed myself yet today. Maybe like that just has a little something to do with it. I don't know. That's just like a guess. So that's that. I'm working on myself, okay? I am but a person. So my husband ordered me some Chipotle, and I'm eating a burrito. That's what I'm doing. I'm eating a burrito in the driveway to my house, and I'm about to go across the road to Barnes & Noble so that I can be one with the books and smell them. You not smell my at-home books. I want to smell the store books, okay? So that's what I'm going to go do. And maybe because I now have my iPad, I can also do some work stuff. Moving on to the update about this Stephen King novel. I have to talk about how good it is. First of all, the way that he tells the story, the way that the protagonist describes the eerie sensation that this town dairy gives him as he like goes about his business doing his thing is impeccable. It's impeccable. It's just fantastic because it's like watching a creepy thriller where like the regular person in the film, everybody, like every time that regular person walks past, like the townies just like slowly turn and look at them like suspiciously or whatever, like they're some sort of anachronism, because they kind of are, and then they go back to their business. And that's been happening to Jake this whole time. Remember, Jake is doing his experiment to see like, is this like, if I change some situation in the past, is this going to directly impact the future, and then like to what degree, right? Because of the butterfly effect. So Jake has been on a journey to go ahead and do his experiment, conduct his little experiment, and then because he knows the person, the janitor, he wants to see how does this action that Jake takes, how does this impact the janitor's life later? That's what we're trying to figure out. And along the way, there are all of these people who he has to deal with. including there are just like random townies. There are store owners and investors and whatever, and he's just encountering these people, pretending he is a real estate mogul and like kind of just doing his thing. He meets these kids. These kids are like, they're doing a dance that Jake recognizes, and the kids give him like a little bit of information about the person who he is investigating. Okay. Then, you have like some creepy things going on with a person who is trying to understand why he's there, and I don't know, there's just a lot going on. But fast forward to the event of, you know, the event he's trying to change, like him going through it is just like, and the process was just insane. And then as he's leaving, having conducted his experiment, he can't find his way back through to his time, and he like resolves himself to the idea that he may just live there in 1958, and what a good time it would be. But then he like finds his way, and now he's going to go and I guess debrief with Al, the cook, the owner of that little like diner. He's gonna go and debrief, and then they're probably going to like decide what happens next. And I don't know, like they're just, I should be updating you more often, but there are just these little things, these little like nuggets that Stephen King drops as he goes along that just describe so adequately the feeling of a town that doesn't want you there, and a time that's like repelling you because you don't belong there, because you are, you know, you're not supposed to be there. And it's just so good. Like, it's just so good. I am, let's see what page we're on. Hold please. 849. So we are about a quarter of the way through, and I feel like I've lived such a life. I feel like I've lived such a life, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah, it's so great. It's so great. Let me talk to you now about where I am on my time, which I probably should have done first. I am 6 hours and 59 minutes into the challenge, so about 7 hours into the challenge, and I genuinely think that I'm gonna finish this book. Well, I think I'll finish Alone with You in the Ether, and I'll be close to finishing this book when the timer ends. I just have a feeling that I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm having a good time. I genuinely love this story, and this is my first piece of fiction by Stephen King. All I've read by Stephen King is On Writing, which is his like memoir / like guide to writing, and it was so good. It was so good. And so I am pleasantly surprised that the way he wrote that nonfiction thing I read is very similar. Like the way that he does storytelling is very similar in his fiction, and I just think that makes for a great time. So that's really it. I'm gonna go try not to hit this dog that keeps coming into my yard from next door and terrorizing my dogs. And I'm like not going to hit him. I'm literally going to try not to, because he keeps like going underneath my car, and it's very annoying. And then I'm going to finish my Chipotle in the parking lot of Barnes & Noble, and then I'm going to go in and hopefully have a better time than I've been having for the majority of this day. Should be good. High hopes now that I have almost fed myself. So I will check in with you later. Remember how I said I didn't know if I liked Alone with You in the Ether? Well, I changed my mind. Why, like, the next time that I pick it up, does Reagan immediately make me love her so much as she calculates exactly how long she has to do all of these little menial things and then decide whether or not to break up with her boyfriend based on how convenient it is at the moment? And why is Aldo an ex-drug addict, but also a genius? I love them both. I love them both so much.
There was a supermarket 10 miles south in Nokomis and a sleepy shopping district in Venice.
Okay, so that's what I'm working with right there. We've got, 10 hours and 38 minutes into this reading challenge. Gonna flip you around. And I have some thoughts. I have some things I want to share. Some of those things might have to wait until I am not just at a stoplight and I'm actually stopped. But I just wanted to pop in because I went to a Pilates class at this place called Glow Pilates in Houston, like near the Montrose-ish area, and it was okay. Hold please. Okay, so like I was saying, I went to Pilates. It was fun. I think I did like the place, but it took me a while to get into it because initially I found it was like a little bit too easy. Now, I know that sounds whatever, but for a couple of years I did, about a year and a half, I did Pilates like every single day. And I did take a year off, and so it's not as though I'm like conditioned for Pilates. I think that because I just exercise regularly, I'm like relatively prepared for Pilates. And so, I think that all that means is that maybe instead of taking like a beginner class, I just take like a regular level one, maybe like intermediate, something like that. But it was fun. Then I wanted to tell you about this reading challenge. So I'm 10 and a half hours in, and I have basically read a very little bit of Alone with You in the Ether and a ton of 11/22/63, which is becoming like a favorite book of mine for this year, I think. It's just really well written. There's been so much that Jake has had to overcome to like make things go the way that he would like them to. And I think I told you guys that whenever he goes back through the rabbit hole, whatever people have done to like whatever like changes have been made, whatever the ripple effect was, resets back to its original state. And so like whatever the person who did, like, I don't know, I can't read the book, but so he had to go and take care of Al, the diner owner's thing. Like he had to go and refix that thing, and then he had to go and refix the thing with his GED student who's the janitor of the school he works at in the present day. And then he had to go, and now he's like getting ready to carry out the situation that he's trying to do, which is like to save not Bill Clinton, I know that I said that last time, but JFK. Okay, so he is kind of like lying in wait and waiting around for when he can take these actions. That's kind of what's going on. It seems like it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a good time. Things keep happening because, again, the past doesn't want to be changed. It's like a recurring theme, like a thing that he keeps saying to himself because it's true. So that's really enjoyable to like see and experience, etc. I'm just having a really good time with it. I think that the language is so descriptive and colorful, even though it's like very, very just like regular and accessible. I feel like Stephen King writes like, I want to make a comparison here, but I haven't read enough of this literature to like make a comparison, but like what people were writing like after the 20s, like not quite the 20s, I don't think. I think I'm thinking of, it's like what people were writing after, I think it's World War II. I think it is, but if I'm wrong, that's fine. But he has the sound where you're just saying things plainly, but the way you're saying them is just still so excellent that it really lands, and I'm really enjoying that. So that's my little update. I'm gonna go and grab a quick matcha with my sister before I go and pick up my humans from their dad, and I will let you guys know when I pick this all up again next. I'll at home with the physical book. This is my sister. I'm gonna go now. Okay. I've been reading for a long time. I am nearly 14 hours into this reading challenge, and I'm gonna have to switch gears because I'm so obsessed with everything that is 11/22/63 that I'm not even reading along with you in the ether. And I'm on part 4, and there's so much happening. What can I say? What parts of it can I talk about? Basically, let me see if I can get like a higher angle first, because okay. So basically, Jake, who goes by George in the time that he's in, has settled in real good to the timeline that he's in, and he's having a great time until he's not, because he can't tell the people around him everything that's going on, and so you can't really like be part of a community if you're not able to share and be vulnerable, etc., etc. So he's like being honest enough, but like not, he's like being honest enough to be there, but not honest enough to be like truly part of everything. And that's not going super well for him, especially because he was kind of developing into a maybe I like you situation with somebody, and that's just not going to work. So that's that. What else is going on? We're getting to the good part. I think he's about to see Lee Oswald for the first time. Sorry if you can hear everything that's going on in my house. I didn't have the energy to go and get everything I needed. I just took a shower and my mic is out there somewhere. But it's getting really good. And I feel like I've been saying that every time I've given you an update, but it's getting really good. So I'm at 13 hours and 54 minutes. I think I'm gonna switch gears to Alone with You in the Ether and read that for a bit. I think I've been doing this for about a day and a half, and 24-hour reading challenges for me, because I don't do them, like I don't just read for 24 hours because I can't do that. They usually take me 3 to 4 days to finish. I think I'll be finished by Tuesday. It's Sunday night. It's like 8 p.m. on Sunday night. Yeah, I think I'll be finished by Tuesday. So that's kind of what's going on loosely. So I'm gonna switch gears into Alone with You in the Ether, and I'm gonna be reading that one physically for a while, just like in bed, hanging out after I put these humans to sleep. And I mean, that's really it. It's a good time. I'm really enjoying being in the reading mood. I'm not annotating. I'm just taking little notes in my journal, like my media journal, like about what's happening and, excuse me, little things I like. I'm not even really paying so much attention to quotes. I'm just trying to enjoy the sensation of reading because I've been in a slump for a while, and it's been a long time since I've just enjoyed it for the hell of it. And so that is the space that I am in right now. Alone with You in the Ether, I will likely take more detailed notes about, but who's to say? Who is to say? So that's what's going on. That's my update. It's loud, so I'll update you again when it's quieter. If I don't get to you before I go to bed, I will see you in the morning. Thank you. Hey. Okay, so I am, let's see how many hours into this challenge I am. Accidentally 16 hours into my reading challenge. I did read until like 12:30 last night. I'm in my bedroom, by the way. I did read until like 12:30 last night. What can I say about that? Just that I had a great time. It's no surprise that I've been reading 11/22/63. I am gonna finish that. I do think I'll also finish Alone with You in the Ether, but I don't think I'll finish Love and Holly in this challenge. What can I say about 11/22/63? Not a ton. There's been some commentary between Lee Oswald, whatever guy, and a German fellow who is kind of like gassing him up about his efforts. I just noticed a really long line of blue tape on my headboard, and I don't know. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let me see. Do you see that? Like, line of blue tape. So that's where I am. I'm sorry, I wish I could like put you down properly, but I just don't have anywhere to set you at the moment. So it's just us. I don't have like a, what you call them? I don't have one of those things. But basically all you need to know is we're getting the backstory behind Lee Oswald, what's his face, getting an understanding of why he is about to do or attempt what he's going to attempt, I think. So that's what's going on. It's like 10ish. I'm kind of having a bit of a hard morning mentally. I don't think it's just like, I don't know. It's just like I'm just having a weird morning. And so I'm trying to like shake off the fog, and I'm going to do like 10 minutes of yoga, and then I'm gonna go and get ready to go to Pilates with my sister and see if I feel better. So that's the update. More to come, I think, in a little bit. Let's just see. yoga is done. I'm going to, what's going on behind me? Oh, don't look back there. Yoga's done. I'm going to go get dressed and get ready to go to Pilates. And that's what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying. I am 16 and a half hours into this reading challenge. As you know, the only thing that I can seem to consume is 11/22/63, and I'm still enjoying it, but I just got this like weird vibe of, wow, what's his face? It was like, wow, this guy, am I a retail customer or should I not be parked here? I'm going to Pilates. I just got the strangest vibe of Stephen King does not like alcoholics or people who have more than like one drink. I won't even say alcoholics. People who like more than one drink, he doesn't like them. There's no shade, you know. He's been kind of like dropping, every writer, I believe, kind of drops in their moral nuggets as their art goes on, and everybody finds it annoying when people like Tolstoy, and well, not annoying, but like they find it, like they can see when people like Tolstoy are doing it. I don't mind it. I think that like an artist letting me know where they stand morally is fine. It's their work of art. Stephen King is laying it on a little thick, but that is not my business. I'm just, I guess, like noticing. And so he just found, I don't know if I should like talk about it. I don't know. I'm trying to like loosely talk about the plot without like giving you specific details, but he just doesn't like when people drink more than like one. He just doesn't. It's not his favorite thing. And so I'm just noticing that. I'm now going to move my car because I have a sneaky suspicion that going to Pilates is not retail parking vibes, and so I'm gonna go move my car, and I will see you guys after Pilates. Maybe I'll take a picture while I'm in there, but not with this camera, with my phone. So it's so cutesy. Why? Okay, that's okay. Alright, I finished Pilates. I went to this place called Cream Pilates in River Oaks. I don't know if I said that already. It was really nice. I took a couple of videos and a couple of pictures. I don't know how to take pictures on my camera properly yet, so I'll probably just show you the pictures I took on my phone. But they had this like little bingo card. You probably can't really see it, but they have this little bingo card that they do. It was just a really nice experience. The other cool thing is it's only a $10 drop-in fee, so it's just like going to yoga, like Black Swan, you know, like it's very affordable. And so I like the idea of not necessarily having to join anything and being able to just like go. Other cool thing is, if you let them know in advance, they'll turn the sauna on for you. So, you know, like let them know before you get to class, hey, I want to use the sauna after, and they'll just have it ready. They also do bar classes there, and they do mat Pilates classes. I have done mat Pilates, but like a long time ago. I think it was like Pop Pilates. I used to do them at home, but I feel like on the mat I prefer yoga, and I like reformer Pilates better, I think. So I think now I'm just going to grab a snack and go home. Yeah. And I will be listening to 11/22/63 60. I don't know why every movement I do is so exaggerated. This is literally how I put my seatbelt on. Like, I, like, get low. Like, you can't see, but, like, my arm's on the inner console. I got really low just to grab my seatbelt. Why did I do that? It's just, I could just... What was I doing just there? Like, what was I going through? Okay, so I'm gonna go home now. I'm going to grab... One day I'll stop looking at this and start looking at the camera lens. I'm gonna go home now, and I'm going to grab for myself a snack on the way. That's really it. I'll let you know how the reading is going a little bit later. Okay. Okay. I am going to pot a bunch of my plants. Enjoy.
Wait, did you go, G? And the fish said, so you can remind G that he has to be with us. That's all. Hi, Larry.
I feel like that's okay. Oh my god. Look at how rude that is. That's crazy.
Mommy has to call G.
Oh well, look at this.
Wait, the plant's gonna down?
No, I'm moving it because look how much it's grown. It was in this tiny one, so I'm putting it in this one now because look at all those roots.
It's gonna go fast. It's growing so big.
It was
Wait.
in this.
I'm gonna have to see Arceus again.
Insane.
Can you call G now? I'll do the extension show you. Can you, Mommy? Okay.
put it all in the sink. This is all I can fit in the sink. So I'm gonna get the water going. I like to get a nice, gentle, like that. Oops. Probably doing it a little too fast, but do them over here.
Oh yeah.
But it's not even like it's really fine. It's just see? How many lots is she?
Hello. Okay. First of all, sorry, I'm listening to a podcast. It is a beautiful, rainy day in Houston, which I love. It's not for everybody, but I love a rainy day. Let's check the timer. I'm like obnoxiously into this. I'm 19 hours, whoops, and 44 minutes into my 24-hour reading challenge. And I'm thinking that I'd like to sit down and read somewhere for just a little bit. But I don't know that I want to take my camera out because I'm just not that girl. But look at the rain real fast. Look at the rain. It's so cute. Look at that. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can't see. Oh, I have a windshield wiper. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on myself. But look at that beautiful rain. Love that. I'm not showing you my yard because it's kind of a mess right now. But anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful rainy day. I keep zooming in. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful rainy day. I would like to go read, but I also kind of want to walk just a little bit, and so I'm figuring out how to make that happen, or if I want to make that happen. I don't know. So, and I also have to pick up my kids from my sister, and so I don't know. I don't know. But I am happy to report that I am almost finished with 11/22/63. I'm trying to remember what chapter I'm on, or what part I'm on. Like, I know what's going on, but I don't remember what specific section I'm on. But I think I'm on part 5. Let's see. It's crazy how far I am into this book. But I'm on chapter 25, 642. And what can I tell you about where I'm at? Basically, I can tell you that the person who Jake really likes had an accident because that person has an ex-partner who is very dangerous, and now they're kind of going through the process of like getting over all of that, and yeah, it's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. So that's going on, and because that was going on, Jake missed the event that he was trying to see Lee Harvey Oswald carry out, like, which was like a preemptive thing before like killing JFK, and so now he missed that, and so he's just kind of going to have to sort of wing it. And but yeah, like, he's dealing with like two different things. He's dealing with the mission, like what he came there to do, and then he's dealing with his interpersonal life, which he now has because of this person who he really likes and the community that they all live in. and all of that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot of stuff going on, and he's in his feelings, as he should be. And what else can I tell you? I'm only on page like 40 of Alone with You in the Ether, so not very much. I got to the part where like it's just after Aldo and I don't know her name yet. I'm so in 11/22/63, I don't even know her name. But the two protagonists just met, and they're having a conversation, and it's really interesting because they're both very analytical, just in completely different ways. And so I am genuinely excited to see what happens. It's just that it's not happening yet. And I wonder if, for the sake of finishing up this vlog challenge thing, I wonder if I switch to Love and Holly and then read Alone with You in the Ether like right after, as not a part of this vlog. But I kind of feel like I should finish Alone with You in the Ether. So I'm vacillating, but what I think I might do, and I think I said I had this idea before and I just should try, I'm gonna pop on the audiobook for a little while and see if that can help me settle into it, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna pop it on while I head to the whatever it is I'm doing today, and I'm also cognizant of the fact that like I don't want to buy another memory card today, and 32 minutes left of recording time, so. But I think I'm finishing this challenge today because I have under 5 hours, which is exciting. But let's switch gears. Let's listen to a little bit of Alone with You in the Ether, and we'll go from there. What I may do too is like this 24-hour reading challenge may just last a little longer so that I can finish one of these books. But I do think I would finish the Stephen King because I'm on page like 670, something like that. But here we go.
Works better.
Oh. So you're gonna start the timer. Starting the timer. Start. We're gonna start the book. Starting the book.
I do something with my hands, and they're easy to draw. And relevant. I'd smoke, he remarked tangentially.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm back. Why, as soon as I pressed play on Alone with You in the Ether, did Aldo say he was studying time travel? So obviously this is a book I have to finish, and that is my sign, right? Yes. I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, bye-bye again. I promise you, like, in my head, I'm like, I've got it together. It's just, like, not here. But here's what we have going on. So we've got, on our timer, we are just about 20 hours into our reading challenge. It is Tuesday evening, I think. Yes. We only have about 4 hours left. I feel like let's just finish this tonight and let's see what we finish up. I have made an executive decision not to finish 11/22/63. Although, like, the completionist in me is like, so I think what I'm gonna do is read just a little bit of Alone with You in the Ether. We're on page, what page are we on? What is this page number? We're on page 59, so it's like right at the beginning of part 2, I think. Yep. So we're right at the beginning of part 2, which is called Conversations. So I have to make a choice. I'm either going to read a little bit of that, or I'm going to finish 11/22/63. And as I think about this in real time, I kind of just want to finish 11/22/63. Because I'm almost done with it. And then I will continue reading all of the other books that I wanted to read this month, which are Alone with You in the Ether and Love and Holly. And then we will kind of go from there, because there are some other things that I have recently procured that I also want to read. And so I may start extra things now that I just won't finish until August. You know, they'll be like part of my August wrapped or whatever. So I'm feeling pretty good about this all in all. So let's read for a few minutes on camera and then for a really long time off camera. And when I wrap this up, I will come and talk back to you. Okay, I'm on page 638. I literally listened to one page. So I'm gonna listen to that. Not listen to that. I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to get back to you guys. But I think I'm gonna finish it because it's only 638. It's 849 pages. So that means it's like 210 pages. I think we can do it. I think if we really buckle down, we can do it. So let's just do it. Let's just get it done. Let's get comfortable and cozy. And let's just lock in. Okay, we're locking in now. And here is our, we're gonna just, there, we're off. So I went to the gym. It's the next day, by the way. It's the next day. It's 1:43 p.m. I went to the gym. I washed my hair. I have just over 3 hours left in the reading challenge. So I'm going to listen to 11:22 while I cook lunch for everybody. And then I will sit down and read and I will update you. Hang on. I hate that this is always like, okay, so I'm almost done with this, and I'm trying to finish before my timer finishes. I have 40 minutes left, and I think I am gonna finish in time, but I am, and if I go over, I'm just going to like tell you guys what I read during the 24 hours and then like tell you in a little bit that I finished. But I am also just like, I just want to keep listening while I color, and I like to color or paint or whatever, just like however I want. But right now I'm doing like, I'm following along with some videos and just like following the same shapes. So that's what I'm gonna be doing while I finish this audiobook, because I'm gonna finish it by audio. So I will show you that for a couple of minutes. Where the heck is my where is my pencil? Okay, here it is. I don't have like acrylic paint markers, and so like I kind of just do what I can, but I still think that'll be fine. To give you a quick update. First update is that I am just over 24 hours, but I still have, gosh, that must be awful to look at. Wowza. Why isn't it focusing? That's so weird. Okay, I'm over 24 hours, but I do still have like 20 minutes left in the audiobook, so I'm going to keep listening to that. Also, I think I told you that I was drawing pictures. So this is one of the pictures, and then this is another of the pictures. This is just like a regular sketchbook, and I'm using these midliner markers. These are supposed to be strawberries, but I don't have a green marker, or if I do, I can't find it. And so I can't draw like the stems, and this is just lemons. And the pictures that I like draw along to are these. Ellen, there's like, you can see it, right? Because if hopefully it shows up, I don't know. There it is. It's that person. And this is another one that I followed along with. That one. And this one is the strawberry one. But you see, I don't have like a white marker, and I don't have the green marker to make the stems. And also, she's using acrylic paint markers. I don't have those, so. But yeah, in case you're wondering, that is the artist that I sometimes follow along with while I'm doing stuff. Back to this book. I don't know if I should give you an update now. I kind of feel like I should just wait. I just want you to know that I am like, oh my god, I'm flabbergasted. I'm taken aback, confused, and saddened. And I feel like that's all I can say for now. I'm gonna keep coloring. Just know that I've passed the 24-hour mark, but I still have 20 minutes left in this audiobook, and so I'm gonna listen to it on there, and then we'll circle back around. Okay. Okay, it's the next day. It did take me like another 30, or maybe it's 2 days later. It did take me another about 30 minutes to finish this. And what do I have to say about it? I guess like one of the things that I wrote down, because I finally wrote like a little bit of a review about a book I was reading, and it was literally this. And one of the things that I wrote down was that I really, really enjoyed being able to dive into the mind of this guy, the protagonist, whose name is Jake. He also, at some parts in the book, goes by George, but I really enjoyed like being able to enter his mind and like understand what it is he was thinking about and how he saw the world. I wish that Sadie, the person who he ends up falling in love with, I wish that we got to see inside of her mind in the same way, because she takes a lot of actions that are like very brave, and while you know that there is a through line, like there is this part that's like, of me at least, that's wondering like, how did she become so invested in this? And she doesn't seem to exist beyond her connection to Jake. And so it's like, I don't know, it's like there's like an exigence or something like missing. But I just think that sometimes people writing in like a secondary character just like don't like delve super deep into them and into their like internal dialogue and all of that, because we get a lot of, you know, like why she is the way she is from the external standpoint. Like her ex-partner isn't like the best person and treats her this or that or the other way, and so that impacts the way that she initially is with Jake, and that's fine. But then like as she's starting to make more very, very specific and important decisions about her own life, you just kind of are left a little bit wondering like, when did this become so important to her? And I feel like if we had a little bit more of her internal dialogue, that would be like really effective. All of that being said, oh, and then there was like one more critique I had, which is that I was taken aback by, and I think I mentioned this, how George Saunders writes. George Saunders. Oh, where did I get George Saunders from? How Stephen King writes alcoholics, or people who are like struggling with alcoholism or who drink more or whatever it is. And initially I took that as, oh, he just like is like doesn't like alcoholics. And excuse me, like once I understood a little bit more that like he had his own struggles with alcoholism, and I think like the 80s or something, like that colored my experience of the book differently, because I wasn't just seeing him like talking about alcoholics in the same way that he talks about like larger bodies. It wasn't like this external thing anymore. It was like I understood that it was coming from like an internal place, and then that made it like, I don't know, easier to digest, I guess, in a way. And all this is like just my like how I feel reading the book, but it has nothing to do with how good the book is. And the book is very, very good. I can honestly say that it's one of my favorites. It's definitely a favorite for this year. And it was my first Stephen King, and I'm so happy that I started with this instead of something that was blatantly horror, because I think that this was a better entry point for somebody like me. But all in all, I'm just happy that I got a chance to read it, and happy that it was so fun to read. Like, I was invested. And yeah, and now I'm just really excited to read more Stephen King, which is also really cool. So I would say that this 24-hour reading challenge was a success, even though I only got to read one book or finish one book, because this book was like over 800 pages long. I feel like that's pretty good for, you know, just a couple of days. And then as a quick update on the other books that I was reading, I didn't get very far. On Alone with You in the Ether, I only got to page 61. So I definitely know that I'll be finishing it for July, but I wasn't able to finish it for this reading challenge. But I am happy that I was able to get a little bit into it. And I did have a hard time, as I mentioned previously, like, you know, settling in. I think that, I don't know, I think that this is a book that because of the writing style, I think I need a full 100 pages to like truly feel settled in, but I feel good for where I'm at, and I am gonna finish it. And then last night when I was laying in bed, I read like 2 pages of Love and Holly, and when I realized that it was a like a British novel, I was like, okay, I should have just like read this a long time ago, because I'm often in the mood for that vibe a lot. Like, for example, one of my favorite writers is Marian Keyes, and I can't remember if she's British or not, but I know that a lot of the things I've read from her take place in England, and you know, she's kind of just like I started reading her when I was 16, and I read Watermelon for the first time, and I just really like her, and I really like that vibe. And Love and Holly gave me like a gentle, like, you know, that Cameron Diaz movie, and like they switch places and houses, like it just gave me that very specific gentle vibe. And so I'm looking forward to getting into that. But that's really it, guys. Like, we had a successful 24-hour reading challenge. I'm gonna try and hold these guys up at the same time, potentially get a cute picture for the thumbnail, although it might be difficult because my this thing that it's a precarious situation. But these are the books. Let's see, maybe we turn the light on for the, okay, I think that works. Okay guys, well that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in to my little vlog, and I will see you in the next one.